This is crazy, I'm on the right track, I'm finally found. You need some soul searching, the time is now. All I need is one mic.
I am so disturbed. So disturbed. I went to a meeting today for my mom's estate with my brother, who I don't even know who the f is anymore. He's like this arrogant, know-it-all, who I just can't even, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for him because he is just not the person that I grew up with. He changed. So here I am. Having to go, through my mom's house like this in a hasty, fast, way because these fucking just want to get our house sold, and there's no sentimental attachment to anything in this house that I grew up in my whole life. It's so sad. I'm so disappointed in my brother, and I don't know who he is anymore. He just changed. He's a different person. So I gotta now rush through and just grab my family memories and stuff because he doesn't want any of that. He wants, I don't even know what he wants anymore. You think you know somebody your whole entire life, that you grew up with them your whole life, and then somebody could come into their lives and just change them to a point where it's so disturbing how somebody could change that quickly and that easily for another human being to become somebody who they're not. It's a really, really sad day for me to have to go through my mom's house in a rush like this because I'm dealing with a psychopath. I'm fighting a stranger for my mom's my mother, her I'm fighting this stranger who had nothing to do with my mom, but she's just vindictive and spiteful and hateful, and she wants things just so I don't have them. Telling my brother he wants my dad's wedding ring that, the reality is he's not going to wear that, but she wants him to have it so that I don't have it. And that's the reality. My mom would be ashamed to see her kids acting this way. She really would be. This is how I gotta leave my childhood home like a dirtbag. Look at her. She had all of her receipts in here. She's so funny. Look at all these receipts. She had them all organized. I should take this. I should take that and start saving my own receipts. What's this? Shit. Phone number. Mom, you're so funny. This sucks. I have to go through this. It's just so up. This is not how things should be done. Sell the house, because God forbid my brother's wife didn't get my mom's money soon. Oh my God. This is how I have to go through shit. I'm so disturbed. I don't think I could ever explain how disturbing this all is. That my brother, allowed his life to become this. Look at that's him. That fucking piece of who thinks he can talk to people like this. I used to take this from her every Christmas to wear, when I was in elementary school. I would take this. When somebody dies, and this is just in my opinion, and I might be wrong, but you, as a family, you sit down and you go through things and you look and you remember and I can't believe she saved this all these years, kind of shit like that. No, that's not how this is going. This is going really horribly because my brother is not allowed to talk to me. He's not allowed to talk to his own sister. He's not allowed to talk to me. because his wife is a narcissist and she won't allow us to talk so we could finish settling my mom's estate. She came in my mom's house and took my mom's yoga socks. Like, would you ever wear your mother-in-law's socks? And took my mom's dresser. You see this? I guarantee you my brother did not want my mom's dresser. Like, it's so disgusting. She's like shopping in the house. Mind you, my mom hated her. My mom couldn't stand her, actually. And she's like all up in this shit. Like, she fucking owns the place. Like she's somehow entitled to my mom's stuff. But the only reason my mom was like semi-cool with her is because they had a kid. My brother threatened my mom, my 60-something-year-old mom, that if she didn't get on board with his wife, she was going to never see her grandkid. So she kind of had no choice at that point in time. That's a real class act, right? I've known my mother-in-law for like 10 years and my father-in-law, and I think I have a good relationship with them. I never fought with them. I never, yelled at them, sent them nasty text messages or anything like that, because they're good people and because my mom, raised me properly. I would feel so weird going into her house and taking anything from her house and like wearing it or just having it, because like she has a daughter, she would, to me, get first dibs. That's how things usually go. But now this psychopath has my brother like fighting me for like jewelry and like, just shit that like the daughter should get by like nature. Very sad, because now I have to go through this house in like a rush. Everything has to be done in a rush and like fast, because they just want the house listed. They just want to sell the house. They don't want to have to pay more money. It's in the best interest of the estate. Blah, 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 blah. So my brother, has not been allowed to talk to me for 3 years. He wasn't even allowed to talk to my mom. If my brother ever wanted to come over here, it would just never happen, because he wasn't allowed to come over here by himself. She had to be here if he came over. He has not been over my mom's house by himself in like years. He came to close the pool, but that was like work and then out. Even when she was in the hospital the last month, he would come during his lunch break, and then his wife would have to drop him off at night if he came by himself. But anyway, he wasn't allowed to talk to me at all. It's like psychotic. I've never dealt with a person like this in my life, ever. It's so sad. So yeah, that's what's going on here, guys. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys that I was at my mom's house and I was just feeling really distressed that night, and her house was quiet. All the cable and everything was turned off, so I just would turn my camera on so I would feel like somebody else was there with me. Otherwise, it was just eerily quiet in the house. All right, so you guys heard the recorded meeting that we had at my attorney's office with this complete clown-ass douchebag, Steven. I was shocked at the way my brother walked in that meeting and the way he was talking. The correct. Again, I'm just saying, I would like some movement on that. Who the fuck are you? He was possessed by Satan that day, I swear to God. Because that guy that walked in that office that day, that was not my brother. That guy was a douchebag in a suit. Oh my God, he was obnoxious that day. And just flat out lying about shit too. Some of the things that he was saying, I'm looking at him, I'm like, really? You bought and sold houses? When? When did this happen? Let me tell you guys something. When my brother moved in with Satan, he didn't have a pot to piss in. Now, same goes for me when I moved in with my husband, but here's the difference, okay? I'm not walking around lying and saying, oh, I bought and sold houses. He didn't buy and sell shit. When he moved in with Satan, he moved into Satan's house that she already previously owned, and he was crying, I might add, the first month that he moved in, because he was like, Satan wants me to pay and I don't have money, because he lost his job conveniently right before he moved in with her. Long story. Okay, so they sold that house as in singular, and they bought a new house together. So I don't know where he gets that he bought and sold houses, because it was one house. And then he's like, oh, I was a bank attorney. And then it changed. Oh, I worked for a bank attorney. Now, there was one part of that meeting I didn't play for you guys, which I'm going to play right now quickly, because it wasn't me. I wasn't just alone and thinking, okay, who is this asshole? So I'm going to play this for you guys real quick. Do you want me to fill this out now, or how are we gonna do this?
No, we're not gonna fill it out now.
Okay.
You're gonna come back later in the week and we're gonna fill it out. At this point of the day, it won't matter.
I can't control myself. I want to punch him in the face. But go ahead. Sorry.
I think I heard the door.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
the door. He went hightail it out of here. His boss is waiting. Yeah.
Your brother is a real smart ass.
Oh, he
It's
is.
like he's sitting with people who do it for a living.
And he
telling us how
knows
to do
everything.
things.
He knows.
Yes, right.
Yeah, it's that's.
I wanted to say something that wasn't worth it.
I have to be honest with you. That is like, I don't even know that person. That's not him. That's not how he normally acts. That's not
Right.
his normal way of carrying himself.
Right.
This is the
Well,
new
after
him. You
I
know.
got through finding out he worked for a bank and then he worked for a real estate office.
He worked as
What's he do now?
he was a paralegal who did title and worked for a attorney who did title insurance.
Right.
So he's not.
But what bank did he work
He didn't
for?
do realty. He didn't work for a bank. He worked
just
for
said
a
he did.
title insurance company. He's a liar. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, it's
What is
just-
he
He
do now?
became a liar. What?
What does he do now?
He's a programmer. He works at it's called. It's like he does programming for medical companies or something like that. Yeah, he's a number.
He's got a very high opinion of himself.
His wife put that. Yeah, very high. It's really disturbing because that
We
is
have
not
only
the
one
person I grew
objective.
up with.
We got to get money into your hand, the household. Then if you never talk to your other again, it's your business.
Oh yeah, I'm never talking to him again.
I got that feeling. Why did I
That's
get
too
that
bad.
feeling?
I can't. It's so hard for me to try to, because it's the lies.
It's very emotional.
And I
because
can't get in touch with him. I mean, you see, he won't let me call the cell phone, and
Yeah, and I think
he
it's
has
going to
his
be a little
excuses.
easier now because I don't think he wants the alternative.
Yeah, right. And there's not much more really to do. I mean, we
I gotta say, and I gotta thank Fred for this too, because
What I do.
he was the one who really said, "Look, just tell him we're going to the public administrator. It's
Yeah.
going to cost him $60,000 or
$70,000,
$70,000 out of his
good,
pocket." I don't think he's going to.
He'll change his mind 10
He's going to want
minutes
to
later.
talk real
Yep.
quick.
Yeah, he did, and that's good. It's sad that it has to come to this, but I really tried, and you just can't talk to him. It's his wife. I can tell by the. I don't even need the proof. I could tell by the tone and the way things are being said. I know how he is. That's. He comes in here like a big shot. He probably has a recording it for her or something.
Nobody. This is none of this. As none of these assets were earned by him. This has nothing to do with him being a big shot.
Yeah, sad.
Nick. The worst part is,
Not a
he
nickel.
had
Not
nothing to do
even.
with his mother for the last 2
Not even helping her. He didn't even earn it.
Strange.
Being a son.
And there's gonna be bitterness just for that reason.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Big time. The way they treated
This is
her
the
was wrong. Wrong.
You and I will have a meeting, do some paperwork.
Thank you very much, guys. So as you guys could see, my attorneys, they were like, wow, this guy's an asshole. That was their first impression of my brother. And when I left the office that day and I thought about that, I sat in my car and I was distraught after I left this meeting. First of all, because my attorney, I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? We'll have the house cleared in 2 weeks. I was distraught. My brother, just sitting across from him and seeing the complete lack of care. These attorneys, this is what they do for a living. So for them, it's a business. Unfortunately, people's deaths are a business to them. And they just want to get paid. So they're going to want to get everything done quick. They're not thinking about grief. They're not thinking about people's feelings. And I felt like I was the only person sitting in that room that day that was grieving. And that's a sad feeling. And you guys saw that whole part where my brother was arguing with me. And one last thing is the communication, because if I can't get in touch with him over the phone, only through this email that I know he's not operating, so how do we
First
get
of
in
all,
touch?
I'm not going to talk about the email. I am operating the.
I have proof that you're not, but okay, go ahead. I'm not talking through that email anymore. That's
Okay.
one thing that's not happening.
Make it simple.
I mean,
If
I
you,
can't
if you
call
send
a
me an
cell
email
phone.
and tell me to call you, you know what?
Why can't I just call you then?
Because
I call you.
we have a history of not communicating properly, and
That's not because of me, though. It's because
Leanna,
you know,
I have a whole. I'm not gonna argue with you.
I don't want to argue. I want to be able to talk to you.
And you have been talking to me. So if you
I-
need to call If you need to contact me, send me an email, and I'll get in touch with you.
All right, I'll call. Well, I can't see what's the difference
Or
between
call
me
the number
calling
that I gave you.
your cell phone.
Because you send me nasty text messages.
I didn't send you
and I
any
have you
nasty
blocked on my
text
cell phone,
messages.
okay?
Well, could you please unblock me? We're
I don't want
co-executors
to.
for the time being, and then you could
I
read.
don't need to unblock you
But wait,
in order to.
why am I able to call the house phone and not your?
Because I don't
your
have that
cell
on
phone?
me 24 hours a day, and I respond to you usually within hours.
It's,
Than that.
but okay.
It's not.
Proof of it.
I'd like to see your
I
proof.
okay.
That's fine.
Call
I
each
could
other.
speak. I could speak with her, but she has very specific parameters on what I can speak with her. I set up a separate
I don't have
email
specific
address to handle the
parameters.
estate.
If it becomes impossible, then you hang up. I'm simply saying
Okay.
there should be some method where if something simple comes up, you can just pick up the phone and say,
It-
what about so-and-so?
And I'm
Do you
willing
have
to
a
do
number?
that. He's not.
Like a, do you have a number you can give her to call?
I have given her a number.
Give me a
I'm not gonna
house
call that
phone number, so
She doesn't wanna
I
call
can
that
call that number. It's just that I don't understand why it has to be
Because
so
that's the number I've given you.
specific.
Well,
Because
Like,
that's the number I've given
so weird. Okay.
Why do you
'cause
have
you're
to
not,
have my cell phone number?
Okay.
Just forget it. Yeah, I'm not talking to that email. That's all I can tell you. It just doesn't even make any sense. Send me an email and I'll call you. Why do I have to email you to get a call back? It doesn't even make any sense. Why can't I just call you then? What's the difference? I have to email you because the email has to go through Satan. She has to tell you what to say and then you could call me back. Now, I had called him several times and left voice messages for him and I never got a call back. Ever. One of the most upsetting things, I think, was that he did not care about the house. He was just like, let's get the house sold. Money, 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 money.
It's all about the Benjamins, baby.
It was just dollar signs everywhere. All he cared about was the money. I'm sorry, Steven, that my grief held up your money. I'm sorry you had to spend a couple of extra $1,000. But you know what? The couple of $1,000 that I spent, if I had to do it all over again, I would. It was 100% worth it. I wouldn't have been able to do anything. Let's just say their petition went through and they became the executors, or my aunts became the executors. They could have potentially changed all the locks on the doors in the house and I wouldn't have even been able to get into the house. There's no doubt in my mind Satan would have done some shit like that. And my attorneys were doing everything that they could to avoid us having to go to court to fight my brother and have him removed as executor. Now, in the meeting, the other thing was that I wanted to discuss with you guys was the agreement to bring the photo albums back to the house. I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. I didn't give a shit that the attorney said it because one thing that was very, very, very clear to me in this meeting was that nobody gave a shit. Nobody gave a shit. These attorneys, they didn't care about these fucking bullshit emails and all this other nonsense. It's not their job. Their job isn't to police two grown adults. Their job is to help us settle the estate and do all the legal paperwork. So I'm not expecting those guys to have any type of empathy or care or anything like that for my mom or for the estate or for me. I did expect my brother to have a little bit of empathy, a little tiny bit of empathy. And as you guys will see in the next couple of episodes, there was just nothing. And there was an email that I had written to him weeks prior to this meeting where I said in the email, some of us are grieving while we go through this process. Now you got an email back? He didn't say a goddamn thing back, like I'm grieving too. And knowing my brother, he would say something back. I did, during this whole time while we were doing these emails, I said things that I knew would normally trigger my brother, and I got nothing. Not even like, oh, I'm grieving too. That was just completely glossed over and just, there was no care. So I was really upset that day when I left the meeting because now I felt like I'm not gonna have time to go through my mom's house. I got a text message from one of the neighbors. My brother went straight to my mom's house after this meeting. I came a little later that night. I watched this footage back to myself and I was like, wow, I could remember the feeling that I had that night, and that feeling was, I mean, you guys can kind of see I'm like all over the place. Like, I don't even know what to do with myself. I was just like, oh my God, he's so cold. He's like ice. He was like a robot that day. Like, that is not my brother. That is not the guy that I grew up with. It's just so sad. It's sad. I've made this comparison to you guys before, but when somebody that you care about is brainwashed, it's almost like they're on drugs. It's like he's a caricature of himself. I don't even know who that guy was who walked into that office that day. That is not the same person I knew, and I've never been so severely disappointed in another human being in my whole entire life. I used to look up to my brother. He used to be somebody that I thought was so intelligent and funny, and I look at him now and I don't know where that person went. I don't know if that person still exists, because the brother I knew, he's dead, and I have to grieve that person. He's not there anymore. He's just not there. And it's sad. It's really sad. So I get to the house that night and I noticed that my mom's lingerie chest is missing. And I'm like, so when we left that meeting, he must have went straight to my mom's house, and I know Satan was with him because there's no way he carried that dresser out of my mom's house by himself. You left that meeting and went straight to my mom's house after saying several times that he's done taking things from the house.
You know, I'm not looking to take a whole bunch of stuff from the house.
So
I
basically,
understand. I'm not looking to take a whole bunch of stuff.
And
You're telling me not to take stuff from the house, and you went straight from that meeting and went and started taking shit from the house. Why is it that you're allowed to take whatever the fuck you want and I can't take anything? So I went to the house that night and I kind of just went through a couple of things, you know. Now, my brother wanted to have an estate sale, which I told you guys this before, but I just want to reiterate. My mom actually used to go to estate sales. She sold things on eBay. So she would go to estate sales and garage sales on the weekends, and then she would find things and she would list them to sell. One of her best hits was actually an item she got for free. She like showed up at this guy's estate sale or garage sale at the end of the day, and the guy was cleaning up and he handed her this, I don't know, it was like a book with maps in it. What the hell do you call that? I don't even know. I forgot what it's called, but anyway, he gave her this book and she listed it and made $800 off of it, which is pretty good, you know. She got the item for free, she turned it over for $800. So her whole basement was filled with all these things that she used to buy and sell on eBay. Most of the stuff she didn't make that much money from, but she used to make, you know, a decent amount of extra cash for herself, which was nice. So my brother is sitting there thinking that my mom has like all these like expensive treasures, but little did he know, most of the eBay stuff that was in her basement that he was talking about was either stuff that she couldn't sell or things that she really hadn't listed yet because she didn't think they would sell. And so I knew there wasn't really anything valuable in her house, but my brother was insisting on this estate sale. There has to be some type of value. In an ideal situation, I pictured like my brother and I going through the house together, laughing about things and talking about things and sharing memories and stuff like that, but that didn't happen. They didn't want anything to do with this house. They didn't want to put any work into it. They were just completely fine with strangers coming in the house and taking shit. Now, we could have had a garage sale or something and made some extra cash, but they didn't want to do that because, again, they cannot be near me. My brother is not allowed to talk to me. And you guys see how resistant he was to talking to me. This is the funny part now. After telling my brother that I do not want to talk to that email anymore and I will not talk to that email anymore, that same day I got an email and it was just something quick. Hi Leanna, I was looking over my book last night and I realized that the PSEG-LI check that I gave you at the meeting does need to be signed and sent out. It was not one of the original checks that I left at Mom's house. You can call PSEG-LI to verify if you'd like. Like, stop telling me what I can do and what I can't do. I know if I want to call, I can call. Thanks. If you haven't already voided the check, please send it out. If you have, let me know and I will sign and send you a new one. I'm also mailing you a copy of Mom's medical records that I received in the mail. Thank you. I probably told her about 20 times that I don't need her help and that I don't need medical records for the Affleck claim, and she just couldn't get it through her fucking head. And you heard my brother in the meeting.
So I spoke with Affleck this morning, sent them over letters testamentary. They had him for 3 weeks. They're having a legal team review him. I have to follow up with him in 2 days. So I just want to know what's been claimed for so far, and I can handle the Affleck claim.
I got it under control because I already ordered the paperwork and everything, and
Okay,
I said that
that's
already.
fine. Just let me know when you can get that done by.
When I get the
That's
when I
fine.
get
Just
the
everyone-
It's gonna
paperwork.
be a lot of money.
Government in the sunshine.
Yeah, I understand. Just, you know, let me know when we can get
Yeah.
it done by.
Right. Well, I have to wait until I get the requested paperwork.
Perfect.
Like, dude, I already said I would take care of the Affleck claim.
If I can take care of Affleck.
Wait. I'll take care of the Affleck stuff since I just said it. So. And he's like, I was on the phone with Affleck this morning and I sent them letters testamentary and I'm a fucking douchebag. Dude, I told you 100 times I will handle the Affleck claim. I don't know why you people keep insisting on sending me shit. And she did send me the medical records, and it wasn't what I needed. I needed a very specific type of billing that had the codes that they use for the insurance company. And this girl just did not understand that.